Yeah, morning to you. We're talking about retail this morning. Morning to you too. Yeah, because we had retail results from Next yesterday. They did slightly better than many had predicted, but other retailers are struggling out there. New figures this morning show that sales on the high street fell by 3.5% last month. Might not sound a lot, but remember that summer is the time when sales should be going up. Of course, there are lots of sales in the shop. So what is going on? Kate Hardcastle is with me. She's retail expert at Insight with Passion. Kate, morning.
Hi,
nice to see you. So what is going on? Because this is the time, isn't it, when you would expect retailers to be flogging all that summer stuff before the autumn stuff comes in, and they're not managing to do it.
Look, it is driven by us in part because we are the tail wagging the dog, if you like. As consumers, we want everything instantly now. We want more personalised offers. We want trends to be in shops much sooner. So we don't want to buy on that traditional calendar of things come into the shops and they hang around for 6 months and then we might pick them off in sale at the end. We want them to be fast moving. We want items that we've seen perhaps on social media and we want them in our houses straight away. So you've seen the rise of online. You've seen a challenge on the high street, but you've also seen a rise on brands that can turn around quicker. Brands like Zara have been a real success of that.
But if you talk to those traditional brands, the ones that still have the high street stores, they all have an online presence as well, but they're still not managing to quite get it right. So everything you say is true, clearly, that we want it a bit quicker and we want those things that we've seen online. How do they even hope to compete?
Well, they're going to have to take a smaller part of the market. I think that's going to be part of it. Part of it's got to be they've got to get products in sooner. They've got to identify trends. I personally believe retailers still think too much from the inside out and everything's out there. The consumer's giving you information and you've got to bring it in. But they've got to realise that it's a different market now. It's much more diluted and the shoppers have got the strength, confidence and the knowledge to find what they want and they'll try different brands and new retail. So it's not going to be the same again. Don't try and repackage it like that. Just try and work to be a better, retailer for the future.
And so all that said, summer, traditionally the period when retailers do well, they're not doing that. What's winter or autumn and winter going to bring? Because this is the time they're really going to worry. And then before long, we'll be talking, dare I say, about Christmas sales, won't we?
Well, sales period isn't going to be the same again because things like Black Friday have come in. 3 out of 4 stores are in sale before we've even got to December. So they've got to realise, I think, that it's about being on trend, getting the faster moving products, realising that consumers now have been taught to buy at discount or with code. So they're not going to go in and think full price is acceptable unless it's something they can't live without. So one of the examples of that is Next sold full price merchandise really well in that hot weather spell. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was back in June for a few days.
Seems like a long time ago.
Yeah, so the T-shirts went well there. So it's just about having the right products at the front of the store, which is what online really does well.
So let's zoom out a little bit because underlying all of these issues is the fact that things have got more expensive if you're importing them from abroad. We know that a lot of stuff is made in other countries, so the cost of that for these retailers to import it is more expensive because of the weak pound. Is there a way that they can offset it? And I know we've been talking a lot, and I've been in a lot of businesses recently about saying, look, maybe we can buy British again. Is that one of the answers? I
think consumers are very interested in quality goods from the UK, and I think that margin of the consumer that likes that idea is growing all the time, same as environmental as well.
And that solves the problem, doesn't it? That you can get it maybe a bit quicker, because if it's made here, you can get it on the shelves a bit quicker, but also it avoids that exchange rate problem.
Absolutely right, but it's been desirable. Cosmetics industry has seen huge growth recently because of things like Instagram and tutorials. So it's about really finding those trends and fashions and getting on top of them straight away. And the other thing as well is trying to make sure you preserve a good and reasonable price point and be fair to your customers. They really want to be respected.
And a brief word, if you're a shopper and thinking about, oh, look, I need a few things, do you do it now or do you hang on? Is it going to get cheaper?
It isn't going to get cheaper, but you are going to find deal after deal after deal. So just be savvy. And if you can, don't buy it on impulse because you're always going to pay a greater price.
Good tips, as always. Kate, really nice to see you. Thanks for all of those. Kate Hardcastle there, retail analyst at Insight with Passion.